And ladies and gentlemen, Master Duel fans, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday to everyone. And I would like to apologize to all my viewers that I had to reshoot this deck profile I took in gold ranked. Had the most fearsome yet epic battles that I've been through after the last few weeks. The struggle may be real, but at the same time, we definitely got there. So, the deck of choice I worked on throughout the whole season, that would be the weather. So, first things first about this deck. If you ever played the solo mode about the weather story, that should teach you the ways on how to play this deck. So generally the idea is that you basically got to play around or play with your columns and the ones that are next to or the adjacent ones, just so that the weather monsters will have supernatural effects off from those canvases. And then your weather monsters here, they all share the same effect where if they get sent from field to banish just because of the weather cards, they end up coming back to the field. So with that being said, let's get to it. So 3 snow, 3 rain, and 3 thunder. These 3 you want to see the most. Technically snow the most, and then rain second in terms of pairing up with the snow canvas, which we'll get into in a bit. So snow here, when this card is normal summon, place 1 weather spell trap from your deck face up in your spell trap zone. So basically the whole archetype of weather, this can play around anti-spell at the very least, and especially where if you already have snowy canvas as part of your open hand, this makes it so that you place the snow canvas first, summon the snow, and if they hand trap you that isn't Ash or Gamma, you can just chain the snow, banish off from its own canvas to dodge against every single hand trap that isn't Ash or Gamma, which is insane. And then 3 rain. If this card is special summon, doesn't matter how, she lets you place 1 weather spell trap from your hand face up in your spell trap zone. So the idea is if you have rain and snowy canvas part of your open hand, whenever you banish rain off from snowy canvas to get the search, you rather get the weather traps, just so that you don't have to worry about setting it and just straight up activating it out the gate from the get-go like that. And then the 3 thunder, this is your Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster of the archetype. Send 1 face up continuous spell trap you control to the graveyard. Place 1 weather spell trap from your deck face up in your spell trap zone. So in conjunction with Rainbow, if you somehow keep an opponent's monster on board during your turn, you can just have one of your weather monsters banish special thunder and then just go crazy combo from there on out. And then the 1-ofs, 1 aurora, 1 cloud, and 1 sun. The 1-ofs, you don't want to open these ever. So when it comes to sun, if this card is in your graveyard, thanks to Foolish Burial, you can send 1 face a continuous spell trap you control to the graveyard, special this card in defense. And if you do, place 1 weather spell trap from your hand face up in your spell trap zone. The 1 cloud here, this is your recursion of the deck. And then Aurora here, this is your, what I like to call Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight of the archetype. There we go. So Cloud here, if another face up, the weather card, spell traps included, you control gets sent to the graveyard, target up to 2 weather spells and traps in your graveyard, place them back in your spell trap zone face up, which is insane. And then Aurora literally protects your weather back row from being targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects, which is nice. the hand traps, 2 Droll, 1 Ash, 2 Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell overperformed way too well this season. Ash, it did its wonders as a one-of, and then Droll, super incredible throughout the whole entire season. 3, Incredible Ecclesia. In terms of going second, if I ever see this card in hand, I don't have to worry about wasting my normal summon. And what's even more crazy about this is that in my version of the build involving the Ecclesia, people be thinking I'm actually playing the Worm Sword Soul, knowing that they will Ash this card immediately. And it's just so that I wouldn't be able to get my secret spice out, which is the Iris Sword Soul. And this card stole me at least a total of 6 games by itself throughout the whole gold season. And it reads, during the main phase, if a monster whose effects are negated is anywhere on the field as a quick effect, special summon the Iris from the hand. If your opponent special summons a monster based on the location, she gains those supernatural effects. From the hand, special 1 monster from your hand regardless of level. Straight from the deck, she is literally Pot of Greed. And then from the extra deck, does not target destroy one of those special summon monsters from the extra deck. And then the spell lineup, Raigeki, Duster, Mind Control, Foolish Burial for the sun specifically. Now, call me crazy on this one, on the one Lightning Storm, call me crazy on this, but the realest reason behind all of this is that in ranked duels, whenever I lose a coin toss, if I'm forced to go second and see this as a hard one-of, thanks to the next card we'll get into, it's something players would never expect to see the 1 storm before I pretty much can go off at this point. The 3 Pot of Prosperity, most of the time, is that I rather banish 3 just for playing it safe, and on top of that, it's for the Ash bait. Otherwise, the whole extra deck, if not all of it, was needed. Depends on certain matchups. And then your canvas spells, your 3 snow, 2 rain, and 1 cloud. So the 3 snowy canvas, this is your Stratos of the whole entire weather cards include themselves. The 2 rain canvas, the reason why 2 in this one, because if the first copy of rainy canvas is gone already, I could just have the second copy being picked up off from snow or snowy canvas. And on top of that, the rainy canvas, this is your spell trap compulse. And then cloudy canvas, this card definitely came up because if I expect to see monsters with a minimum amount of 3,000 attack, and as long as we have multiple weather monsters, we could just literally shrink it down to size so that I'm not able to take major damage. And then something interesting about these snow and rainbow canvas, which we'll get into, something interesting about this is that the weather monsters in its same column or the adjacent ones next to it, like if all 3 or at least 2 or 3 copies of weather monsters would have snow or rainbow canvases on board, we could just literally dodge Ashes, because even if Ash keeps 1 in check, we can still use the snow canvas or rainbow canvas multiple times. It's just the snow, we only get 1 search, and then rainbow, we only get 1 special. And then for the traps, 3 skill drain, win condition card, and then 2 thundery canvas At the start of the damage step, this is your non-target, non-destruction, compulsing a monster. And then the 2 rainbowed canvas. The only time this card works is that my opponent gotta have a monster for this trap card to work. This is your E-Telly of the weather archetype. And then extra deck, has this come up in any situation, not counting off from the pot of prosperity uses? Yes, it has actually. So extra deck, that would be Nightmare Phoenix. This was only made twice, just to clear out the back row removal. And then Hita, she never came up. Wen never came up. IP, she never came up. Asa, this actually came up at least twice. The fact that Geonator is an Earth, it makes it so that after the creature swap play is done off from Geonator, you link off the stolen monster and Geonator into Asa or whatever other Charmer link that you stole that isn't dark based off from the attribute of the stolen monster. Area, this was only made once during that Marincess matchup in gold. And then Lina, she only made once. And then 3, Weather Painted Rainbow, aka Arceal. When your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, more than one, send this link summon card to the graveyard, negate the summon, never hit the field, and if you do, destroy that monsters. And then the weather cards, or the main deck weather monsters that are being pointed to by Arceal, she or the main deck weathers gain their supernatural effects. Whenever a card or effect is activated, you can banish this card, negate it, and if you do, destroy it. And then the negation effect, we get to do this multiple times, no matter whose turn it is, which is insanely nuts. Celine, half of the time she was made, and then the other half of the time she was prosperity. Bomber Dragon, prosperity, and then Avermax, prosperity, and then Access Code, that has only made one time, just to end games, as everyone always knows. So guys, that's gonna do it for this re-upload of the weather deck profile for you guys. So once again, apologies to everyone from the previous profile because of the mic issues. Everything is all straightened out now. And once again, if you love to see more jankiest content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated, and I'll catch you guys next time.